Good morning. Today we're working on a grammar chapter for class 10 where we're going to talk about do as directed. One of the questions that comes under do as directed for your SSC board exam is changing the number of the sentence. Okay, that means you're given a sentence which is in the singular. You will have to change it into the plural. Now, what do you have to do? You will be given a sentence with the nouns are underlined. Okay, just the nouns will be underlined and you will have to change the nouns into the plural. So there are rules for that which I'll cover. Now, when you change a noun into a plural, there are things which depend on the noun, right? What are those two things which also change when the noun changes? One is the article and one is the adjective. Okay, so the article is easy to change. You know when you're going from singular to plural for a definite article, right? In the singular it will be le or la, plural will become le. And when you're talking about this is the definite. When you're talking about the indefinite, the singular will be un or une, the plural will become they. Okay, this you know, this you've done in the 8th standard. Now, what about the adjective? The adjective will also change according to the noun because you know that adjectives take their form based on the noun that they are describing. So, if the noun is underlined in the sentence and there is an adjective as well, you will have to change the number of the adjective also. Okay, so you need to know how to change the number, as in how to make a singular noun plural and how to make a singular adjective as well plural. The rules are the same. Okay, plus you will have to change the article in the sentence as well. So these are a few rules which are going to help you to change the number of nouns and adjectives. Okay, remember to change the article. If it's definite lula, it has to become le. If it's indefinite une, it has to become de. Okay, now in the light blue color you have the nouns and in the red color you have the adjectives. Okay, because the rules are the same, I've put them together. So the general rule, just like in English, is you add a plain and simple s to make it plural. Okay, so becomes with the s, man and men. Okay, then enfant, majority of the nouns and adjectives follow this rule. Enfant becomes enfant with the s. So child and children. Then fille and fils. Okay, just add an s. Girl and girls. Okay. Same way. For most of the adjectives, it also works the same way. Lourd and lourd with an S, which is heavy. Okay. Content and content with an S, which is happy. Bleu, bleu with the S in the plural, which is the color blue. Okay. Now, when you have a singular noun or a singular adjective which ends in EAU, the plural takes an X and not an S. Okay. So, oiseau, which is a bird, becomes in the plural birds is oiseau with an X. Okay, not S, EAU ending becomes EAU, X in the plural. Gâteau, which is a cake. Okay, singular is EAU, plural becomes EAU, X, cakes. Couteau is a knife. Okay, singular is couteau, EAU becomes EAU, X in the plural. Okay, knife and knives. Same way. The two famous adjectives which end with EAU is nouveau becomes nouveau with the X, beau becomes beau with the X. Nouveau is something that is new, beau is something that is beautiful, okay, or handsome. Then, if you have an ending OU, that also becomes, you have to add an X and not an S. So EAU gets an X, OU also gets an X the same way. We don't have any adjectives which end with OU, there are only nouns, okay. So bijou becomes bijou with an X. Bijou is a jewel. Okay, this is called bijou. Then caillou ends with OU in the singular, becomes OUX in the plural. Caillou is a pebble. Okay, a small stone. Then genou becomes genou with an X in the plural. Genou is the knee. Okay, so these are the first three rules when it comes to changing from singular to plural. Now, the next two rules, if the singular noun or adjective ends with AL or AIL, it has to convert into AUX in the plural. Okay, so travail, which is your work, ends with AIL has to change into AUX in the plural. So travail becomes travaux. Okay, journal, AL also, AL and AIL both. So AL becomes AUX, journal becomes journaux. Journal is a newspaper. Okay, cheval, AL becomes AUX. Okay, cheval is a horse, chevaux is horses. So remember AL, AIL becomes AUX. Another example is animal. Okay, AL becomes AUX, animal. Then, for example, adjectives amical becomes amico, friendly, spécial, AL becomes AUX, spéciaux, national, AL becomes AUX, nationaux, social, AL becomes socio, social. Okay, so AL or AIL becomes AUX in the plural. Now, those which already end with S, X, and Z in the singular, they don't change in the plural. This applies to both nouns and adjectives. So, for example, choix, which is a choice. So, if you want to say choice and choices, the word is the same because the singular ends with X. Okay, so the choice will be le choix. If you want to say the choices, you will only have to change the article because the singular already ends with X, the plural remains the same, just the article has to change. So le choix is the choice, les choix becomes the choices. Le nez is the nose, okay? If you want to say noses, it would be les nez. You just have to change the article, okay? Z, X, S does not change, okay? Fils is the son, so you want to say a son, un fils, the sons, it would be les fils. Okay, the word, the noun remains the same, just the article you have to change. Bras is your arm. Okay, ends with S, so singular and plural is the same. Another one is pays, which you'll get confused with sometimes. Pays is a country. Okay, so the country is le pays. The countries is also pays, but the article has to change from le to le. Okay, same way with the adjectives. Portugais, gros end with S, so singular and plural remain the same. Do, end with X, so singular and plural remain the same. So those are the 5 rules that you need to take care of when you're changing a sentence from singular to plural, when you're changing the number of a sentence. So this is the way it will come for your board exam. It will just one sentence under your do as directed question. So I've taken 3 here, which I will solve for you. Okay, so when you're putting the sentence into the form pluriel in the plural form, ensure that nobody's going to tell you this. Okay, ensure that the adjective and the verbs also will change, okay, sometimes based on where the noun is in relation to the verb. So ensure that the adjective, verbs, articles agree with the new plural nouns. Okay, you are given the nouns are underlined, which you have to change. So il y a une mangue et une fraise dans le panier. So mangue has to change into mangue with the S, okay, plural. Fraise, which is a strawberry, again it will only take an S. Panier is a basket, again it will only take an S. Now you have to change the rest also. Il y a will remain il y a only because there is and there are, same thing. Now une has to become they. This is important. A will remain as it is. Une again will become they. Dont remains dont, preposition. Le becomes les. Okay, so this is how the articles also change. Il y a des mangues et des fraises dans les paniers. Okay, next. Voisin. Simple, you just have to put an S. Tableau. Now, tableau is a painting. Yeah, you remember the ending. Plural takes an X and not an S. Okay, now change the rest of the sentence. Voisin became plural, so the article will also become plural. Le will become les. Nouveau, EAU ending for the adjective also becomes X. Okay, now fait, this has gone from singular to plural, so the verb will also go from fait. This is il fait, so you have to say il with the plural becomes font, and un has to become they. Okay, so can you see how the entire sentence has changed? Only 2 words have been underlined. So the entire sentence has changed. Okay, so les nouveaux voisins font des tableaux. No, the last one. Only one word has been underlined, but you will see the entire sentence will change. So collègue is a simple colleague. Just have to add an S. Okay, now change the rest. Mo will become me. Japonais ends with S already, so the plural will remain the same. A will become, this is il a, you have to put it in the plural, it is ils sont. Okay, now these are adjectives again, so these will change. Grand will get an extra S, mince will also get an extra S. Okay, A will remain as it is. So this becomes mes collègues japonais sont grands et minces. Okay, so just one thing has been underlined, but your entire sentence has changed. Okay, so this is how you have to take care of changing the articles, the verbs, and the adjectives when you're changing the number of the noun in the sentence. Here are some sentences for you to try for yourself. Pause the video here, and your answers are waiting for you on the next slide. In my next video, I'll take up how you change the gender of a sentence from masculine to feminine. Thank you.